All right, so welcome back to episode 10 of the Kick Back with Jack podcast. Today I am joined by one of Australia's most exciting young grapplers, Lachlan Mendoza. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So yeah, as we were talking about, you've got a fusion fight combat jiu-jitsu match coming up. Talk to me a little bit about that.
June 20th, it's on Channel 7 a couple of weeks after the event happens. Can be live streamed on, I've got the place, but versing a purple belt, 22 years old, from XFC, which is a gym in Melbourne. Got 3-3 amateur record in MMA. So he's got like sort of the experience. Purple belt, yeah. That's really all I know.
And you're a blue belt yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you feeling going into this? How are you sort of going to, I guess, change your game a little bit to adapt to combat jiu-jitsu?
Just try stick top, just like be on tops because then it's gonna be harder for him to hit, and my hits are gonna be better. And then just try to work my game through that because I like playing top.
Yeah, definitely. And how's the training been different for this compared to just like a standard jiu-jitsu match for you?
Just working in the cage at the gym, working with like some people, getting me if I'm stuck on bottom, like working some slaps into it, and just working my way up, like to get back up from the ground and like reverse. Yeah,
And I know you like to play a lot of legs and stuff. Is that something that people
yeah.
typically do in combat jiu-jitsu, or are you sort of going to be like, get rid of that?
Might get rid of it. It'd have to be like clearly there or get like a good bite on it, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
And talk to me a little bit about the last year of your jiu-jitsu. It's been pretty successful from what I've
Yeah.
seen. So talk to me about some of those achievements.
One at the start of last year in April, I won ADCC Open in Sydney. It was fun comp. That was like the first big thing I've ever won. And then went to Vic States, won the plus 100 kilo division. Yeah,
And for people that don't know, how much do you weigh?
I weigh 71 at the moment, but
Yeah.
I think then I weighed like 65.
Wow.
Yeah, and then went to Australian titles, got double gold there. Better kid that bet me at Vic States in the different division, and I've won SA States last year, 2 years ago, just before everything else. So yeah, done pretty good.
Yeah, wow. And out of all those comps, what are you most proud of?
Probably Australian titles or M16 because I had a super fight recently, and I won that in like a minute 40 off straight footlock. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that actually. I was watching that one live. So talk to me a little bit about that M16 match. I saw you and Lewis were both competing on it. How was that
Yeah,
experience?
it was probably one of the best experiences. Like with jiu-jitsu, it was so fun. They run it good, so it was like good experience for my one coming as well. Because yeah, the whole setup was good. I liked it all. Like I versed that dude before that, and it was like really close match. It went to a decision. It was 0-0 points, and then I got the sub in like a minute 40 in the super fight. So I was like really proud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got him with a straight footlock, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So you said you competed against him before. Like, what was the strategy going in? Was there anything you took from the first match that you're like, all right, I'm going to use in this one?
I thought he was going to wrestle me because in the first one it went to like a wrestling like sort of thing, and then like the first 5 seconds in the super fight he pulled guard. So like throughout the whole game I had in my head. So I don't know, just went with the flow. Yeah,
And I've noticed as well, like, you've always done legs. Like, even when we were training together, you were really good on the legs. But now it seems like those leg attacks have really sort of taken off. Is that something you've been
yeah,
practicing in training?
yeah. I've been practicing it as much as I can do. Like get it anywhere. Like I don't know, just been training with when Lewis was here, and like anyone that I'm training with, trying to get them better at it as well. So like can help both of us. Yeah.
And is there any particular, like, leg attacks or leg entries that you like positions like outside ashi or, butterfly ashi, anything like that?
I get bullied a lot from like the upper boys because
Yeah.
I used to like only do outside ashi. Yeah, so I guess the outside ashi
Nah, me
I
too.
do that a lot.
So yeah, you mentioned the Oppa team. What is the Oppa team? I've seen some great videos of you subbing people and chucking up the Oppa. So what is it?
it's just like a team from most, like 99% of them are from Adelaide. There, and it's like just big group. Just there's a kid named Don Basilis. He's like sort of the leader type thing, and it's just like a Greek type of jiu-jitsu type team, and they're just just fun.
So how'd you come to be a part of those boys?
I've been friends with a fair bit of them since I was like 7 through jiu-jitsu, like competing against them. Yeah, and so I'm just like stuck to like talking to them, and then that team come about like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and then just now I'm really close to them all. So they just
No, that's exciting. And
yeah
yeah, we're thinking of this reminds me of the flying triangle that you hit in that one comp. You're a bit
yeah
famous for just pulling insane subs out. Talk
yeah.
to me about some of those subs that you've pulled in comp.
Flying triangle. I was like in the morning. I was like to all of them, like all the opera boys and that. I was like, I'm gonna hit this flying triangle today, and they're like, no, you're not. That's like really hard to hit and like stuff like that. And then when I hit it, they all went crazy, so it was cool. And then
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, you go. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, you also hit, what was the one you hit the other day? It was like
Helicopter armbar. Yeah,
yeah. So talk to people, like for people who don't know, what is a helicopter armbar?
it's like so I'm on my butt and I put my foot in the hips and then like throw them up in the air and then mid air catch an armbar. Yeah,
Is that
I've
the
been
first
working
time you've
that
ever hit that in a comp?
in a comp. Yeah, but I've been working up like a bunch in training. Yeah.
No, that's really good. And you said you won like nationals and ADCC last year. What was that like?
They were really cool. Like met like a bunch of people because I never really competed in Sydney before. So I just met a bunch of people that like compete all over Australia as well. So when I see them around different comps, talk to them. Good experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, and talk me through those comps. How did you sort of, what did the matches look like at that high level?
Most of my fights went under like a minute, but there was one of the matches which I've become friends with that kid who he bet me at Vic States in the like sort of like open division. Everyone was doing it, all the blue belt juveniles. So he bet me in so I got third, and then he bet me there, and then I versed him at Australian titles, and then I bet him by a straight foot lock with like 28 seconds left. And then now he's going to be on the card as well, the FFC one, so that should be exciting. He's really nice. Yeah, he's cool.
That's good. And I guess we should probably talk about, how you got into jiu-jitsu and how long you've been training, because are you 17 now?
Yeah.
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 So when did you first start jiu-jitsu and how long have you been training for?
I've been training for like 10 years, so a fair bit. So since I was like 7 or 6, Mum chucked me in it because she thought, because I was like really quiet, I would never speak. So she thought I was going to get bullied. But, and then when she said we're going to martial arts, I thought it was going to be like painting and it's like arts and craft and stuff.
You heard arts?
Yeah. And then we showed up and then I don't know, I just loved it ever since.
Yeah. That's so funny. And so you obviously do your jiu-jitsu, but you're also doing like striking as well and things like that. Do you reckon you're going to sort of transition into MMA?
Yeah, looking hopefully towards the end of the year, we'll see how everything goes. Yeah.
And how does it work where you are? Is it you have to be 18 to compete in MMA or?
Yeah, yeah. You can fight overseas and you can fight under 18, but like that's overseas, so yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And I guess doing this combat jiu-jitsu is probably going to give you a bit of experience when it comes to MMA, right?
Yeah, the top ground, like slaps just turn into a bit of punches. Just it should be good for like experience for any like cage type fight. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a question I'm interested in asking you. So you've been training for 10 years and obviously you train from a kid and you can only get a blue belt when you're 16.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be different divisions at blue belt? Like I'm a blue belt, but I'm not a blue belt like you're a blue belt. Do you know what I mean? Like 2.5 years of jiu-jitsu compared to 10 years of jiu-jitsu. Do you think that they should be separated or do you think it's all like all's fair? Because coming up against like young lads like yourself is just the worst.
It sort of depends because like it's good to help with people like say someone's been training for like a year, just got their blue belt. It's like gonna help them know what they need to work on. But it's like it should be like a choice thing. Like like ADCC do it. They do it like, so if you train like over, I think it's like 2 years or something, you fight 2 to I don't know the certain age, just say it's like 2 to 8 years. And then like 8 years plus is like the pro division. So
Yeah.
just like they got the years in like thing, so it's cool there. But the rest should have something like that, like 5+ years at like certain division.
And what do you think of the concept of belts? Like, do you like the idea of belts in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. Depends. I feel like competition, like style grappler in the gi, it's good because then you're not going to be matched up against like a fresh white belt that just started. But yeah, but like this sort of depends. I like it like personally, but
And you're
yeah,
competing in both gi and no gi, right?
yeah. At the moment, I am.
Which do you prefer?
I like. I don't know. Depends on the event. I like gi at the moment because it's easier. I've been working a lot on back takes, and it's helping me get better with my back takes. So I don't know. At the moment, I love that.
Yeah, that's true. And what sort of like back takes do you like doing from the gi?
Just from anywhere, like leg entanglements. If they get like some leg on me, I just like pull their back. Just I don't know from bottom half guard. Yeah.
Hi guys, exciting news. We are once again sponsored by Hand Raised Apparel. As you can see, I'm rocking the white tee today. Comes with a really nice font on the front here, and we've also got the logo on the back. Really awesome material. You can train in it, you can wear it out to dinner, you can wear it out to lunch. It's just beautiful. We also have the grey and the green, which comes as well in the grey and the red. And my personal favourite, which I've been wearing a lot recently, is the black and the white. So if you're interested in copying one, head on down to Hand Raised Apparel on Instagram and buy yourself a t-shirt and a rashi. Now back to the podcast.
So what's your long term goal? I will say like what's your year goal in jiu-jitsu, and then what's your sort of long term goal in jiu-jitsu?
So this year I'm looking at Australian titles. I can't do Vic States because there's like in my contract I can't do it. So Australian titles, this super fight, and I'm hoping to get 1 or 2 more super fights by the end of the year after this one. SA States, that's just like little comps around.
Got to come to Queensland as
AGL.
well.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but there's Queensland States 2 days after my
Oh,
super fight, so I probably can't make it down for that.
no, that's fair
I'll
enough.
probably do like a little one down there. Yeah.
And what about long term? What would you like to achieve in the sport?
I'll hopefully go to Worlds one year as a blue belt, maybe. Probably this year or next year, hopefully go to Worlds. See how I do there. And maybe just get a bunch of super fights and then MMA, like hopefully turn pro one day. Yeah.
And what do you like about super fights as opposed to just like a standard competition?
Super fights, like the training is so much harder, so it helps you get so much better because you're doing like certain training and like you're getting all these different people wear different styles, so you're training towards that style. And it's just like different rule sets as well because a lot of them have different rule sets, so you're working a certain rule set and it's just helping you get better like at different things, which is good.
And is there a rule set that you're particularly fond of?
What was that, sorry?
Like, is there a rule set that you like competing in?
Nah, just any rule set.
Yeah.
As long as I can do like straight footlocks or something.
Are you
Yeah,
excited
flying
to get
moves.
into the flying moves? Yeah. Are you excited to get to the point where you can chuck heel hooks on as well?
Yeah, that's hopefully soon. Yeah, we're looking at that.
Yeah.
They're
How
exciting.
does
I
that
love
work?
doing
Can
them.
you negotiate to do that in super fights or?
I don't know if I can do it my one because I'm fighting a purple belt. It depends on their rule set because I'm a blue belt, so it just depends on what rule set they're going to go with.
So
Yeah.
how does it typically work? Like when, like even at ADCC, is it still straight ankle locks? Like you can't do heel hooks at ADCC?
I don't even remember. Depends what your division you're in. I think I might have been able to. I don't remember. I just did. I did one straight footlock. That's it. Yeah.
And if you were going to go compete at Worlds, what sort of training would you need to do for that? Would you travel around to get some different training
Yeah.
partners?
Yeah, probably travel mainly to Melbourne or Adelaide because Adelaide I got a bunch of like friends from there. So just train a lot down there. Melbourne at like Absolute, St Kilda. They got some good people there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And what gyms, or I guess what athletes at the moment who are young and coming up that you think are going to be pretty successful in the sport?
Oh, there's this one dude from Sydney. His name's Ollie Silvestro. He's already a 10-time world champion. He's my age. He just got his purple belt. So he should be like next Gordon Ryan or something like that.
Is he the same weight division as you? Or?
Oh, no, he's a lot heavier, but yeah, he's really good.
And what about what gyms do you think in Australia are sort of leading the way when it comes to jiu-jitsu?
Australian elite team at the moment in Melbourne. They're doing a good job there. Some in Sydney. They got like the high rollers where Ollie's from, and they've got this kid named Lucas Bernardo. They're doing good. Kid named, I don't know how to say his name. I think it's like Keanu I don't know. He's from down near Queensland, I believe. Training out of a Gracie gym. He's in America at the moment. Just got disqualified at Pans, but he was destroying everyone and won in Pans last year.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
So is that something you do? Like, would you go travel to America to train over there?
Yeah, I'd love to train at AOJ, which is Art of Jiu-Jitsu. They got like some really, really good people. Probably one of the best gyms in the world. Yeah, I'd love to train there. I think that's in California, like down near LA. I don't know exactly where, but I'd love to train there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any jiu-jitsu competitors that you personally look up to, that you sort of like model your style on, or that you just enjoy watching?
I love Mikey Musumeci at the moment. Yeah, he's so cool. Bit of Levi Jones. Yeah, and Baby Shark. Got Diego. I forgot how to say his last name. Yeah, they're the main three I watch at the moment.
And what is it in particular that you enjoy about them?
Just Mikey's like really good with, he like used to do a lot of leg stuff, so I watch a bunch of his leg stuff. He's like competed in worlds a bunch, so I watch his like worlds gi and no gi. He's like flexible, but yeah, he's the main one I watch him all the time.
And what do you think the new meta is for jiu-jitsu? Like, where do you think people are going to start seeing success? You know how like leg locks became a really big thing. Like, what do you think is going to be the next big thing in jiu-jitsu?
I don't even know. I reckon it could be like flying moves, because a lot of people get baited with them.
Yeah.
Like, I just give single legs out and then I fly and triangle them. Yeah. Maybe that, or like, yeah, just probably stay on leg locks. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point. So, without giving away too many of your secrets, how do you attempt like a flying armbar or a flying triangle? What's the setup look like?
I just like keep like baiting them with my leg, like trying to get foot sweeps, but I know I'm not actually going for the foot sweep. So it's like sort of baiting them to try to pick it up. And as soon as they pick it up, I wrap it to the outside and then jump flying triangle. Or like, yeah, just like whizzes on them. Like if they get an underhook, whizzer, and then I can get a flying armbar from there. Yeah, just like, yeah, stuff like that.
What's people's reaction when you hit him with a flying triangle in comp? I remember you hitting me with one in training and just being like, what even happened?
Yeah, I hit them a lot in training, but like a lot of people like love the things in comps. They like come up to me and ask to watch the video after. They like, some of my most viewed stuff on Instagram is through the flying stuff, so it's cool. I guess the people love it.
Yeah, definitely. And you said before something about your contract. Are you signed to someone in particular for jiu-jitsu, or?
I'm signed to the company I'm fighting under for just the one fight, but they'll probably like, if I win, they'll probably put me back on it, or like, just depends how I go. If I get smashed, I probably won't be back on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so how does that work? Do they sort of approach you, or do you approach a company and say, hey, do you want to sign me?
Jesse Medina's on it, and he was like, oh, why aren't you on the card? Or like, he asked if I was on it or something happened, and then I was like, nah. They never because they never really reached out to me. I was always like going on, trying to get on there, and then he messaged them, and then they got me the fight straight away, so it was good.
And what sort of, like being on these contracts, what sort of advantages does it give you? Like, can you just get better super fights or?
Yeah, the more super fights, like people watch, people are definitely going to watch this one because it's like one of the biggest in Australia, in my opinion.
Mm,
It's like probably like second or third biggest that I can think of. So a lot of the other like super fight companies are probably going to be watching, and then if I'm like smashing or like do really good, they're going to see, and then like they've got a fair bit of followers, so it's going to like notice like people come to me and like see my stuff. Hopefully they like it. Um, yeah, just get opportunities off it.
and with these
Yeah.
combat jiu-jitsu fights, do they typically end by striking or by sub? Like, what do they look like normally?
Um, I've seen a lot of fights. There's this one dude that's fighting on the same card as me. I'm pretty sure he's TKO'd both his opponents. He's had two super combat jits fights, and he's like TKO'd them both. He's really cool.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I really don't watch them, but like before it, Lewis has just ended in decision. Last one that I went to Fusion, they I think some of them just ended in decision mostly.
And
Yeah,
are you
hopefully I don't
nervous at
get
all going
TKO'd.
into that? Because it's a pretty mad sport.
Yeah. I don't know because I've sort of done like a bit of the like work in the MMA class when I like doing the ground stuff there, but just getting some experience off of that. But he's probably had a fair bit more than me. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And this has been streamed on Channel 7, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be streamed a couple of weeks after the event happens. So on Channel 7, so it should be cool.
Yeah, so how big of an opportunity is that for you to be on like mainstream TV with your jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, that's like probably one of the biggest like opportunities that I've had. It's like really big, so it should be cool.
And just to see jiu-jitsu, like obviously you've done this for 10 years, you started when you were like just a kid. To see jiu-jitsu get to the point now where it's on Channel 7 on TV, do you think it's growing as a sport?
Oh yeah, like growing really, really big and like pretty fast as well, so it should be cool.
And I'd be interested to get your thoughts on it. Like, how do you think, for people that don't do jiu-jitsu, how do you think you can make jiu-jitsu like entertaining to people who've never seen it before?
The combat would be entertaining for people that haven't seen it before because they're like slapping and stuff like that, getting hurt. It's just like depends on the person. Pulling out like cool stuff, flying moves. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to make the fight entertaining so they see it and like hopefully go train.
Do you think it'll ever get to the point where it's on TV like the UFC is or like boxing is?
The UFC are doing like jiu-jitsu competitions now, like streamed on Fight Pass, like UFC Fight Pass. Hopefully they do. It'd be like good for the fighters.
Yeah, definitely. And would you
Yeah,
ever compete on one of those like UFC super fights if you had the opportunity?
I hope so. I definitely would take it, 100%. Yeah.
That's really cool. And how have you seen jiu-jitsu change over the time that you've been doing it?
When I first started, I had no one to train with because there was like no other kids to train with. I had to fight like 17-year-olds like trying to train, and then yeah, just I don't know. Now there's so many kids doing it, so it's good to see. But yeah,
And do you think the fact that you were a kid competing against 17-year-olds has sort of given you like experience going up against these bigger guys in comp?
yeah, I would say so because when I was 12, I had to fight green belts that were like 17, 18, and they're like 50 kilos heavier than me. I just get smashed, but like it would help me work on that type of like heavier style.
And what tips do you have for someone who's smaller taking on a bigger opponent in jiu-jitsu? Like, you know, guys who are 30 kilos or 40 kilos heavier than you in comp and you're beating them. Like, what do you sort of try to do against guys like that?
Uh, I end a lot in like some of them are ending in guillotine from like bottom because they're like squishing me, and then like if their necks are poking out, I just try grab some. Just sort of I try to be sneaky with them, like fake a lot of stuff, and then if like they react to that, then I move to like the other move. And it's like helping me get like more advantages on them, like sweeps, back takes, Yeah.
And would you try to wrestle them, or is it better to pull guard? Like, what would you suggest?
Uh, Depends. It's like, I don't know. I haven't pulled guard against one, but they just usually throw me around to where I end up in guard anyways. Yeah, at Vic States, he just like at the plus 100 kilos, he like sort of started like swinging me around,
Mm.
and then I ended up just trying to put like getting guard, so I stopped getting thrown around. But
Hmm.
yeah,
So, do you typically wrestle when it comes to your matches?
uh, yeah, I try to, or I like try fake stuff into the flying stuff,
Mm.
and then yeah, I don't know, just work how they like react to how they want to do it. Most of them just pull guard, so I don't really get the chance to wrestle.
Yeah, well, people pull guard on you because they don't want to get flying triangle.
Yeah,
I don't blame them. Well, is there any sort of just like ridiculous jiu-jitsu move that you haven't pulled off in a comp that you still want to get?
flying armbar.
A
Yeah,
flying armbar?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or who knows? Like there's a when I've been hitting a little bit in training, it's like when they like gone for a single, and then like if they got the single wrapped, I can break the arm and then like jump like a 360 or around them, and then like fly an armbar 'em. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like really, it's weird, but it's cool.